This week on No Limits Fishing.
Our water depth is about 75 feet. Trying to get to the rock. A little lift. Oh! Gag grouper just like that. Good morning. Good morning, sir. What you got in the bucket?
It's time to go fishing. Wake up, everybody.
Yeah.
Wake up, you guys too. Start the morning off with some freshly caught live bait.
Right.
It is chilly this morning. That means it's time to go grouper fishing.
That's right. Yeah. Braden did some dock fishing, caught us some pinfish, so we got a little bit of a start. Got to go get some more bait to get things going, but that's one of the nice things about this type of fishing is you can catch some of your bait right here off the dock.
Yeah, that's right.
Head out.
That's right. You know, a lot of people, you talk about grouper fishing, maybe the first thing they think of is not live bait.
Right.
But like we always say, 99% of our fishing, we're going to be live bait fishing.
That's right.
You know, we found that it's super effective, and we found that out of all the live baits out there in the world, the pinfish, the guy that you catch right here off the dock, is his #1 on the grouper's list.
Yeah. So just to you know, what we're doing here is the fall time, and during the fall time in particular, I mean, you can catch grouper year round here from the Carolina coast, but in particular in the fall time, we find the grouper move closer inshore into shallower water, say 60 to 80 foot typically, and the reason that they do that, I believe, is that we start to see the massive schools of cigar minnows form up in that same depth range, and the same reason you catch the king mackerels in the fall time in that range, the grouper too are down there keying and eating those cigar minnows.
Yeah, it's really amazing to think, you know, you go out there, you see the cigar minnows, usually top water bait you wouldn't really necessarily think, you know, a grouper, the guy that sits on the bottom on a rock, that he cares anything about what's going on way up above his head, but
right.
They're just like a pelagic, you know, just like any of the top water fish, they got to eat too. And when all those cigar minnows come in, and you know, we always try to relate, you know, with what we see as to why something is or isn't happening, and
right.
you know, it may have nothing to do with that, but it sure makes a lot of sense that they would, you know, they'd be keying in on all the bait.
Right. Well, of course, when you're riding around out there in the boat, and a lot of times we'll sabiki rig those cigar minnows up. They're sitting on the bottom a lot of the time, so big plumes of bait down low. So, you know, and the structure is what they generally orient around. So that's one of the key factors. But and so in that note, we do take the pinfish, and we like them because they're very active. They stay alive good. We can catch them on the shore here. But you know, probably the best bait, truthfully, would be the actual cigar. A lot of times you sabiki those cigar minnows up, and that's like a
exactly
weapon. But
and like you said, they're not always as available as the pinfish are.
That's
so,
right. That's
so
right.
You're right. But yeah, if we can get some of those today, that sure would be nice also.
Yeah, and so grouper are a structure-oriented fish. You know, that's the key ingredient, and we have found that natural bottom is much better than artificial, meaning wrecks and artificial reefs don't seem to hold the fish as well as natural bottom in specific ledges or rocky bottom. Doesn't necessarily have to be a a massive piece of structure, a 10-foot ledge. Generally, you're more subtle and structure is what holds the fish, and diving has helped us to see that.
That's right, stuff that's less easy to find or less easily noticed, which I think has to do with other people fishing it and not getting as much pressure. But I know we'll go into all that later today once we get out there, but I just wanted to load a few baits up here. It's early, we need to get out there early and try to pick up a few more baits, and then we'll be going to what, 65, 80 foot of water?
Yeah, 65. That's exactly what we're going to be doing, just what we said. And I'm actually tying a king mackerel rig up. I mean, it's king mackerel season, so I'm sure we'll float a balloon out while we're grouper fishing and hopefully make some good dinner and go catch some big fish.
Absolutely. It's a fun way to fish this time of year. It's a good time to be doing it. So let's get out there and see what we can do.
Right on. Alright, so what we're doing here, as we mentioned before we were leaving the dock, live bait for us is a critical component in grouper fishing. And just like all the fishing, the type of bait and the way that it acts is really important so that it be very lively. So we're catching bait before we go fishing. And we mentioned that we put some pinfish in the well this morning. That's one of our favorite baits. We like them because we can catch them at the dock and because they're really hardy. But we've stopped here at an artificial reef in about 55 feet of water on the way out. You can usually stop with sabiki rigs, drop them down and catch pinfish, more pinfish. What we're also actually just caught right there was a bunch of very small blue runners, which are a type of jackfish. They're really good. They're good because they're hardy, and also when you drop them down to the bottom, they're very active. They make a lot of vibration, so that's what draws the grouper to you, their activity. But our favorite style, as I mentioned, is live bait, and we like that because when you're live bait fishing, you're pretty much only going to catch the grouper or amberjack. But anyway, you catch the big fish. You're not dealing with smaller sea bass or snappers, so you go to the bottom and something large is going to get on. So working on filling our well. You can go through a lot of bait fishing like this for various reasons, but key component here. So we'll sabiki them up. One last tip: if you're fishing bait like this, if you'll take your sabiki and tip it with just a little bit of squid or shrimp, that'll catch you a lot more bait quicker than fishing it naked. So that's what we're doing here. Bear's got one on right now.
No Limits Fishing is brought to you by formerly Marine Service Center. The new Sportsman's Choice Marine, located on Highway 9 in Long, South Carolina, has been serving your boating and outdoor needs for 20 years. Come visit our new showroom and check out brands such as Yamaha, Carolina Skiff, Contender, Triton, and many more that are on display daily. Whether you're looking for a new toy on the water or need service, the staff at Sportsman's Choice looks forward to the opportunity to earn your business.
At Sea-Tow, you don't just get help, you get a fleet of help. More boats and more experienced captains means Sea-Tow members receive help faster. Membership is inexpensive at only 46 cents per day, and that's for complete coverage, from fuel drops to jump starts to a timely tow home. It's 24/7 peace of mind on the water. Become a Sea-Tow member today for just $169 a year and know the country's premier on-water assistance fleet is standing by. Sea-Tow.
Here's a myth. Having an insurance agent costs you more money. The truth? An Allstate agent can save you a bundle by helping you get all of the discounts you deserve. Discounts for safe driving, anti-lock brakes, owning a new car, paying electronically, having more than one policy, and more. All told, the Good Hands offer more than 30 different car and home insurance discounts.
The new Ocean Isle Fish Company restaurant and GMAC Tiki Bar is open air, on the water dining at its finest. Come and be part of the show as fishing boats arrive to the dock daily, offloading their catch, and watch as the freshest fish on the coast moves from boat to kitchen to your plate. The Ocean Isle Fish Company restaurant, located at the base of the Ocean Isle Beach Bridge. The Ocean Isle Fish Company, where our fish are always fresh.
What do you get when you take this guy, his son, and put them to work? You get 3 generations of the best HVAC company around. You get Al Fulford Heating and Cooling, a Ream Team top contractor that takes great pride in service after the sale. Over 40 years in the industry says a whole lot. So trust these guys for quality Ream home comfort solutions, as well as innovative geothermal technology and a whole lot more. Al Fulford Heating and Cooling.
Now, back to more No Limits Fishing.
Alright, just want to talk to you about what we're looking at here on our depth recorder. I've got the standard shown here. This is the zoom. But you see these bottom features right here. This is what we're going to be fishing here. So our water depth is about 75 feet. But you can see this is rock right here, the way that bottom jumps up. A little bit of yellows and greens on top of that is probably some small fish and such, but I'm particularly looking at these big jumps and humps in here. That's what I would call rocky bottom, small ledges. And it's not, if you'll notice, it's not big bottom. I mean, that's probably, you know, the scale is, those are 5 foot each, so less than 5 foot of relief there, but a broad little area. And so that's the area we're gonna anchor and try to set up so that we're basically fishing right on that type of bottom. And this is the zoom feature. You can see how rugged and rocky it is right through here. Here's some kind of fish right here. I bet that might be some amberjack. Generally, amberjacks are on good bottom, but that is what we're fishing right there. So now we got to try to drop the anchor on them.
All right, we're hooked up over here. We're grouper fishing, but pretty darn certain this isn't a grouper, which happens when you're fishing live bait. You know, you catch all kinds of different things, but amberjack is certainly one that you'll see a lot of. And sort of what this was acting like. That's a pull, whatever it is.
Talk us through this thing, Ruth. Come on, man.
You're huffing and puffing over there. You gonna make it?
Yeah, you're right. That's what's going on. I'm huffing and puffing. Grouper catching shape. Our amberjack catching shape, more likely.
This is gotta be a big one. I got color. Big old amberjack. Bunch of them down there.
Where's the head? What's the head? What's it?
Well,
Shut it down.
not a grouper. Not a grouper, but this is a big old amberjack. It's a bycatch. But man, they sure are fun to catch, and they're actually pretty good to eat. And I think we're gonna keep this one right here. We'll make some smoked fish dip out of them. But man, do these things ever pull right here. Good warm up. You gonna make it? You need to take a nap.
Oh yeah. I didn't get my Wheaties this morning.
All right. No Limits Fishing is brought to you by...
Here are the keys, man.
It's all mine?
Parenthood isn't gonna change me. I'll still see the guys every weekend.
Where are
Please, I'm still king of this castle.
You're gonna love the backseat pocket.
It's not like I'm gonna get a minivan.
Life can surprise you, so can an Allstate agent. Now they can save you $3,000 on a new car with the Allstate Car Buying Service. The good hands are doing more than ever before.
What do you get when you take this guy, his son, and his son, and put them to work? You get 3 generations of the best HVAC company around. You get Al Fulford Heating and Cooling, a Rheem Team top contractor that takes great pride in service after the sale. Over 40 years in the industry says a whole lot, so trust these guys for quality Rheem home comfort solutions, as well as innovative geothermal technology and a whole lot more. Al Fulford Heating and Cooling.
Formerly Marine Service Center, the new Sportsman's Choice Marine located on Highway 9 in Long, South Carolina has been serving your boating and outdoor needs for 20 years. Come visit our new showroom and check out brands such as Yamaha, Carolina Skiff, Contender, Trident, and many more that are on display daily. Whether you're looking for a new toy on the water or need service, the staff at Sportsman's Choice looks forward to the opportunity to earn your business.
Hi, I'm Captain Brant, and this is Braden and Caroline, and welcome to the Ocean Isle Fishing Center, where we have everything you need for fun on and around the water. Of course, with all of your fishing equipment. Braden, what do you like?
The toys.
What about you, Caroline?
I like the cool clothes.
Awesome. Well, we welcome you here to the Ocean Isle Fishing Center, located at 65 Causeway Drive, next to the Ocean Isle Fish Company on Ocean Isle Beach.
Now, back to more No Limits fishing.
Hopefully the amberjacks won't eat us up too bad. They're down there. They can be an issue for sure. Alright, sitting on the bottom. I'm going to hit the bottom. I'm going to crank it up about 2 or 3 times. I don't want that weight to be bouncing on the bottom. Whoop, felt a little whoop, 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 whoop.
Game on! I started off like a grouper.
Amberjackville. Technique is still the same though. What I do want you to, I hit the bottom with the weight, crank it up a couple times to keep the weight from bouncing on the bottom, banging. But then you notice, well, I don't know what Barrett just did, but got him on. Anyway, you notice though what I didn't do was jerk. We're using circle hooks. So all I did was just crank into the fish. Crank, 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 until it comes nice and tight. And then see, I want to show you guys how this is done right here. See? And then you catch big old,
Look at this.
gag grouper just like that. See? That's the gag grouper. And that is what we're here fishing for. Their legal size limit is 24 inches. This was probably about 26, 28. And these are the fish that before we left the dock, we were discussing groupers coming closer to shore during the fall time. And in particular, it's the gag grouper that we're referring to. And they're very definitive. They call them broomtails a lot of times just because of the big tail. They got the whitish brown spots. Beautiful fish. And even better eating. And incredibly good eating. But you see the teeth. And they don't have giant teeth, but they're slanted backwards and they're very pointy. They're meant to grab. So they grasp a bait and hold on to it. But again, in that whole sequence, that was perfect because you got to see me drop it to the bottom and get the fish and bring it up. The bait was there. Wound my weight up, don't want the weight beating on the bottom. Felt it. That's the good thing about pinfish is that you can feel them react as they see. So I felt the twitches of the bait, and then it was a heavy thump, like a hammer almost, and then just wait. And I just start cranking. You just start cranking hard until that rod tip draws straight down in the water, and then you raise up. Keep your rod up and just crank. Not a whole lot of pumping and winding until the fish is on up. So it's all about getting that first 10 to 15 feet to keep this guy from getting back in the ledge. So obviously they are there. What you got? You lose your fish? What happened?
I broke the line.
Broke the line, probably a jack, but all right, let's see if we can get another one. All right, got my pinfish. He's wiggling good. My turn. Let's see if we can make it happen here. Another thing to be aware of when you're fishing live bait like this for groupers is you don't want to just fire your bait down to the bottom just as fast as it'll go. You just gotta kind of ease them down there because you don't want to, kill your bait before he gets to the bottom. When you get him down there, you want him swimming around real good. So you kind of just ease them down nice and slow. And then that way when you get him down there, you'll be able to feel them kicking real good. Oh my God! Oh, there you go. Excuse me for a minute. Son of a gun! Oh, that's what happens. That was a big one right there. He broke me off. That will likely end the bite here. That's the bad thing about losing a grouper. They break you off like that, they're smart. They won't come back and bite. That one just broke the line. That's all there was to it. Oh man, that hurts. All right, regroup. Well, last thing we got to do before we give up on the grouper, try for the old dependable sea bass. Because truth be told, all the glitz and glamour that a grouper may have, there is still no better tasting fish in this ocean than a good old fresh black sea bass. And there's a few here, so we're gonna catch a few for dinner.
No Limits Fishing is brought to you by Hardy White & Sons is a fourth-generation company located on Main Street in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. Since 1925, Hardy White & Sons has been serving southern Brunswick County, providing fuel and gas delivery including highway, non-highway fuels, home heating oil, kerosene, regular and premium gasoline, and non-ethanol gas, specializing in delivery, installation, and servicing of LP gas tanks and LP gas appliances. For information, find us online at www.rdwhiteandsons.com.
Get back to nature at the area's unique one-of-a-kind outdoor adventure center, the Charlotte River Swamp Park, featuring 10 exciting zip lines, a 53-obstacle aerial adventure park, and a serene eco boat tour through the swamp. Fun for all ages. Get out and play at the Charlotte River Swamp Park, located at 5550 Watts Road, Ocean Isle Beach. Visit us online at www.zipandplay.com.
The OIFC Wing and Fish Company is located in downtown Charlotte, just 10 minutes from Ocean Isle and Holden Beach. As back-to-back winners of Best of Brunswick, we proudly serve fresh fish from the fleet of boats at the Ocean Isle Fishing Center, 25 flavors of wings, and 20-plus beers on draft. Come join us for daily specials on Tuesday night for trivia, Wing Wednesday, and live entertainment on Friday.
Since 1998, Yellowfin has been dedicated to an uncompromising mission.
Nice, nice!
To provide fishing families with boats designed to be the ultimate in performance, efficiency, quality, and style, with the driest, most stable ride on the water, legendary attention to detail, and unsurpassed fishability.
Whoa!
The ultimate goal at Yellowfin is to provide families with the freedom to create a lifetime of great memories, one day at a time.
First Bank is proud of our commitment to build and grow businesses within our community. Projects like the new Charlotte River Swamp Park exemplify our willingness to stand behind projects that we feel will positively affect the local community. Visit one of our local branches to speak with a friendly loan representative or find us online at www.localfirstbank.com and let us help you grow your business. Now, back to more No Limits Fishing.
Our day was cut short by far. We only got to fish 2 or 3 hours. We left this morning on a very light southwest wind with a forecast for it to increase, but the wind came quite a bit earlier. So, you know, when you're grouper fishing, it's not like you're going to get out there and find a spot and drop, and or not typical anyway, to just load up the boat. So generally we're fishing spot hopping, you know, throughout the day, and our day was cut a little short because of, you know, the weather for us, but we got to fish some.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole deal is, you know, there's tons and tons and tons of rocks and structure out there, and you know, there's going to be a certain amount of fish on each one of those spots. So being able to move from spot to spot and having a lot of spots that you know about to go to is very important. And then I guess if we want to say that the failure of today was the fact that the weather sort of dictated to us that, you know, we weren't going to be able to run all over the place and go try a bunch of spots. But we did, you know, we got to see the deal there. You know, you got to, hopefully you got some good footage there showing the gist of how it works, which is, you know, get out there, like we said today, I think we're in around 70 foot of water, and we got over the structure, we got anchored up right on it, put our live baits down there, and we encountered all kinds of action.
Right, yeah, it's you get lots of bites for sure. And of course the amberjack or something we deal with, but often what we encounter is sort of what we did there, that scenario where we'll get over a rock, we'll be anchored up over it. Generally at the very beginning you start out and the grouper are going to get on you pretty quick, and then the jacks, if they're there, they kind of get honed into the activity, and it seems like a lot of times they'll take the scenario over.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things, it's you pretty much know whether it's sharks or it's amberjack, when they start, you need to stop and you need to pick up and move on to the next spot.
That's right. And so we, you know, we were there, 70 feet of water, talking about different places to fish. You know, experience certainly helps us because we've been fishing these waters for a long time and covered a lot of ground and seen a lot of little rocks and marked all the spots. But again, it's really important to acknowledge that we're not fishing, you know, it's not like you pick up a chart. Everybody can pick up a chart and punch in a number and look. It's when you get to these numbers that you're fishing, you know, most of the time, a lot of folks are king mackerel fishing or trolling. You use your time while you're covering ground around an area to mark spots on your chart plotter, so that, for instance, I'll take the shark hole. Very popular, common area. A lot of people do a lot of king mackerel. And that's actually really close to where we were today, well within sight of it. But there must be, you know, a good square mile of rocks and ledges across that area. So, you know, you could literally spend a day or more just working that one small area, picking up, fishing, and then moving over, you know, a quarter mile, 100 yards, whatever, and dropping again and fishing.
That's right. There is a skill to being a grouper fisherman, and nothing is as important as experience, which is kind of what you're alluding to, is just getting out there, finding your own spots. The technique is, you know, not too complicated. It's something that's easily figured out.
Yeah.
But I think that is going to be the last show of this year. We have covered a lot of ground this year. I think we've been to Venice, Louisiana. We've caught yellowfin tuna, or you caught yellowfin tuna. I think we've done everything from the tuna to Spanish mackerel to grouper, king mackerel, redfish. About it. I don't know what's left. I'm not sure there's a whole lot left for us to do.
We're starting to backtrack some of our shows, but that's the thing about fishing. No fishing is ever the same. Succeed or fail. You know, it's always different, and there's new things to see and show, and hopefully folks have enjoyed watching the show, and hopefully they've learned some things, picked up some things, and that's a positive. The Guru, what I mean, do you have anything, you know, since it's our last show for the year, any philosophical tidbits that you might offer to our viewers out there?
I would say that Bear used the word failure somewhere when you were speaking of the trip, and my response would be, anytime that you can go home with a 2-pound sea bass, which equates into 4 nice fillets of sea bass, it's been a huge success. So I will enjoy a good sea bass dinner tonight, and I can't think of any better way to end up the year with your show. It's you know, you got fresh sea bass for dinner with me, buddy. I'm good to go.
Yeah, we'll just take that grouper and gut him out, put some mullet giblet gizzard gravy and an apple in his mouth, and that'll be our Thanksgiving grouper instead of a turkey this year. The holidays are coming on.
I think that's the only thing I would add. Thanksgiving's coming up. Folks should go out and catch mullet. They should start saving their gizzards for the mullets, save the livers from the flounder, and when you have your giblet gravy, instead of using the turkey, you use the mullet gizzards and the flounder livers. And you got the best giblet gravy that ever came out of Brunswick County.
All right. Your cooking show will be a spin-off. No Limits Cooking. That'll be the where you eat mullet gizzards.
I'm gonna have to open up a new restaurant, I guess.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching this season. Hopefully we'll be back next year.
Yep.
With that, I'd say it's a wrap.
'Tis the season.